Kag sa tiyo naman bala nga may magalapas sa laying nga na Republic Act 9416 or the anti-cheating law. Ano naman bala ang mga penalties ang what diri? So under sa aton nga implementing rules and regulations, the following acts or omissions are punishable as serious dishonesty and grave misconduct. So these acts are considered punishable as serious dishonesty and grave misconduct. Nagapanguna diri amo ang cheating, use of kodigo o crib sheets, impersonation, employing a poste, tampering with examination records, collusion, examinee number switching, possession of fake eligibility, subuman ang paggamit or use of fake eligibility, kalakip man na diri sa atong list of offenses ang unauthorized possession of examination-related materials as well as unauthorized use of examination-related materials, unauthorized reproduction of examination-related materials, kag unauthorized dissemination of examination-related materials, and other instances analogous to those which we have mentioned. So ano naman bala ang mga penalties for the violators ng Republic Act 9416 or anti-cheating law? So if the offender is a government employee, the penalty of dismissal from the service shall be imposed, including all the accessory penalties of cancellation of eligibility, forfeiture of retirement benefits, bar from taking any civil service examination. So, hindi na siya mahimo nga magkuha sang any form of civil service examination. Sa tion ng isa ka government employee ang violar sang Republic Act 9416. And, ang pinakabugat sa tanan, perpetual disqualification from re-entering the government service. So, sa tion ng isa ka empleyado sang gobyerno ang magalapas sang anti-cheating law, kabahin sa accessory penalties ang perpetual disqualification sa pagsulod liwat sa government service. So again, repeat nato ng penalties for government employees. We have dismissal from service, including all the accessory penalties of cancellation of eligibility, i-cancel ang iya professional o kung sub-professional eligibility, forfeiture sang iya nga retirement benefits. So, wala na gid siya makuha nga benefits sa tiyon na siya mag-retire. Bar from taking any civil service examination and perpetual disqualification from re-entering the government service. Ano naman bala ang mga penalidad para sa mga private citizens or private individuals or those nga wala nagatrabaho sa gobyerno? Sa tiyon nga sila ang magalapas sang anti-cheating law, they will be perpetually barred from entering government service. So, hindi na sila makahimo nga mag-apply o kung makasulod sa government service. And they will also be perpetually barred from taking any civil service examination. So, again, para sa mga private individuals, they will be perpetually barred from entering government service and from taking any government examination. And on top of that, those found criminally liable shall be meted out the penalty of imprisonment of not less than 6 years and 1 day, but not more than 12 years, kag mayara pa sang fine of not less than 50,000 pesos with the appropriate accessory penalties. So again, para sa mga private individuals who will be madakpan nga nagalapas ng RA 9416 or the anti-cheating law, they shall be meted out the penalty of imprisonment of not less than 6 years and 1 day, but not more than 12 years, kag may fine nga not less than 50 pesos with the appropriate accessory penalties. Sa tion nga sila ang mangin criminally liable. Kag luyag man ipahibalo sang CSC nga nagagamit kita sang highly reliable system para ma-detect o kung madakpan ang mga ginatawag nato na cheats. Bangod sini, any form of cheating in any civil service exam shall be considered a violation of Republic Act 9416, and any person found guilty shall be administratively and criminally liable. Now, for those who are in government, we have under sa aton nga implementing rules and regulations, we have Rule 4 or the procedure against government officials and employees as well as private individuals. So, the existing rules on administrative cases in the civil service, including ang tanan nga mga amendments and revisions, shall be applied during the investigation, prosecution, and adjudication of administrative cases of cheating, as defined under RA 9416, involving government officials and employees as well as private individuals. Rule 5 under sa aton nga IRR is on indirect contempt. So, ang komisyon, kalakip na diri ang mga offices exercising investigative and adjudicative powers, the regional directors, may, pursuant to Section 6, Paragraph 5 of RA 9416, cite any person for indirect contempt and impose the appropriate penalty under any of the following grounds. So, we have the following grounds for indirect contempt. Una, amo ang refusal of any official, employee, or a private individual without any valid cause nga mag-extend sang assistance o kung maghatag sang impormasyon na necessary in the discharge of its responsibilities under RA 9416. Ang ikaduhang kondisyon or ground is disobedience, resistance to a lawful writ, process, order, decision, ruling, summons, command, or injunction. So, each day of defiance or disobedience or non-enforcement sa isa ka final nga order, resolution, decision, ruling, injunction, or process shall constitute indirect contempt of the Commission. Ang ikatatlo nato na grounds is failure to obey a subpoena duly served, and other grounds analogous to those we have mentioned earlier. So, the rules on contempt provided in Civil Service Commission Memorandum Circular Number 42, Series of 1990, dated August 22, 1990, as amended by CSC Resolution Number 071245, dated June 22, 2007, shall be applied in cases covered under this rule. Para man sa impormasyon sa aton nga mga tagpalamati, we also have the following conditions for the grant of immunity. So, sino bala ang mahimo nga mag-avail sa ginatawag naton nga immunity? So, any person who voluntarily gives, voluntaryo nga nagahatag sang information angot sa any act or omission defined and punished under RA 9416 and who is willing to testify is qualified. Next, any person who was given or promised to give or gave a bribe to a public official or employee or is an accomplice thereto for the purpose of obtaining for another person a civil service eligibility and who is willing to testify, and any person who participated or acted in conspiracy with other persons in the commission of cheating or any other act defined under RA 9416 and who is willing to testify. So, sila ang qualified to avail of the immunity sa idalom sang aton na implementing rules and regulations. Ano naman bala ang mga conditions sa pag-grant sining ginatawag naton nga immunity? So, the following conditions must concur for the grant of immunity to the informant or witness. So, una diri, nagkakadapat nga ang impormasyon o kung testimony must refer to acts or omissions defined as cheating under RA 9416. So, earlier, we have already defined cheating. The information and testimony are necessary for the proper prosecution of the offense or offenses committed by the respondent, public official, or employee, or of any private individual who conspired with him or her. So again, isa naman sa mga kondisyon for the grant of immunity, nagkadapat nga ang testimony o kunang information necessary bala ini para sa proper prosecution sa mga offenses nga commit sang respondent nga public official or employee or private individual who conspired with him or her. And another condition for the grant of immunity, such information and testimony are not yet in the possession of the CSC or any government entity. Again, another condition is such information and testimony are not yet in the possession of the CSC or any other government entity. Nagakadapat man nga ang information o testimony can be substantially corroborated on their material points. Kag importante man nga ang informant or witness has not been previously convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude or perjury. So again, isa sa mga conditions ng paghatag sa immunity is that ang informant o kunang witness has not been previously convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude or perjury. And for the informant or witness contemplated does not appear to be the most guilty. So, amoy na ang mga conditions ng pag-grant sang immunity for those who violated Republic Act 9416 or the anti-cheating law. So, ano ba lang ang procedure para maka-avail sa ginatawag natin na immunity? So, ang informant or witness, kinahanglan nga mag-file sang iyang appropriate application for the grant of immunity. Kagkalakip diri, dapat man niya nga mahatag ang iyang sworn affidavit complaint stating the circumstances of the alleged acts or omissions and those of other witnesses, together with other pertinent documents, if any, before the Civil Service Commission or its regional office, which has jurisdiction over the place where the alleged acts or omissions were committed or discovered. In addition to that, if the informant or witness has been formally charged, he or she shall be required to submit a motion for his or her discharge. Sa tion naman nga ang application for immunity is complete in form and substance, the concerned regional office nga nagbaton sang application will summon the informant for a preliminary conference. So nga abala nag-conduct sang preliminary conference, iniagod nga ma-determine ang veracity sang information sought to be investigated and whether the person qualifies for the grant of immunity. And within 15 days from the termination of the preliminary conference, the regional office concerned will already submit its fact-finding report and recommendation to the Commission. Kaya ang Commission, amo naman ang mag-evaluate sa application or request for the grant of immunity. Now, sa tion nga meritorious ang request, the Commission will issue the appropriate resolution. Now, the Commission may summon the informant and his or her witnesses, if any, to a clarificatory conference. Otherwise, the Commission shall resolve the application for the grant of immunity.